I'm Emily Clater. I'm the girls' basketball coach at Pepperell, and I've got Zoe Edge with me. She's a senior. Caitlin House, junior, and Hannah Smith, junior.
Coach Thompson, first year at Pepperell High School. With me, I have my three seniors, Kendall Brewster, Jai Dowdy, and Carmelo Brown.
All right, now, Coach Thompson, you are a first-year head coach. You just mentioned it at Pepperell. So I'm just curious to know, what is your expectations for your players for this upcoming year?
I think with them being seniors, they've been coached by Coach Mendence for 3 years. So my expectations for them and the team this year is to lay the foundation for what is to come in the next era of Pepperell basketball.
Could you all talk about, especially as I look at the girls' side, a lot of volleyball players, could you all talk about the difficulty of shifting gears between seasons?
Honestly, I don't think it was that hard to switch to volleyball to basketball. I think with all the drills from volleyball, it was just an easy transition. But yeah.
Same as Zoe. Volleyball, we got so far, and like right when it was over, we had to go to basketball. And I just think it's fun because they're both fun sports, and I just love it.
I think that the energy that we had towards the end of the year, we carried a lot of it into our season, the beginning of the season so far, so it's been really fun.
Coach, what is your perspective on it?
I would definitely agree with Hannah. They were so excited, as they should have been, for what all they did during volleyball. And so I just saw this extra boost of energy whenever they finally got to switch over to basketball. I didn't have them that first week, but last Monday, there was a different feel. And of course, just because of the talent that they bring, but they were excited, and I feel like they're ready to take that feeling and now put it into basketball. Yeah.
And then we'll go to players first, and then coaches, I'd love to hear your perspective on this. Which of your teammates are you most excited to see play? Perhaps one that didn't have a large role or is new to the school?
Well, I would first say my boy Jai. He didn't play that much last year, but now he coming back as a senior, and I feel like he's gonna help us uplift the spirit of the team and just lead us far.
I'm gonna say my boy Evan Rhodes. Last year his shooting was off, but he got better at it. He gonna hit way more threes this year.
I feel like our freshman Antonio and probably Egan Lockwood.
I don't have a single player that I'm most excited for. Being the first year, I'm not sure what to expect from each of them. It's different practice come game time. So I'm most excited for the 16, the 18 that we keep every one of them.
I'm most excited to see Brinkley, a freshman, play. I just feel like in practice, she brings a whole lot of intensity, and she's just looking to get better each day.
I'm gonna say Piper because in volleyball she was like right under us, and she switched to basketball with us, and she just wants to like carry out on us with us.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Jordan. She's one of our freshmen, and we played volleyball with her, but for her to be so small, she brings a lot of spite to the court, and it's really fun to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Coach Thompson's on this one. I am just so excited to see all of them. I don't really know if I can name just one in particular.
All right, coaches, we kind of touched on the difficulty of having multi-sport athletes, but we're going to switch gears to the off-season real quick. What did you do over the off-season in order to prepare for this upcoming season? So it could be like live periods, rise hoop sessions, just things of that nature.
Yeah, so most of the girls are involved in a fall sport, so I'll just kind of talk more about summer basketball, which is really, to me, one of my favorite parts about coaching basketball is the month of June. Not only do you get to just work without being as tied down to certain things like focused on what the next team's going to be doing and scouting reports. Now you just get to work on fundamentals. But then my favorite part of it is the team bonding aspect. And so we went to camp. We try to do a lot of things together just to build that chemistry off the court because we know that's going to help us come season time.
I wasn't blessed with that chance for the team bonding in June. So I was hired in June. So we were playing a lot of catch-up. So this summer we were able to get a lot of 4-on-1 sessions in. We did compete in the Rise Hoops Challenge in this fall ball league. So we're catching up as far as playing time together. But I'm glad that we finally are in season now.
So coaches and players can chime in on this. Of course, we just heard Coosa's interview. All of them pointed out that you are the #1 team they want to face just because of the rivalry that goes into this. So I'm just curious, what are some of these non-region games that you're looking forward to, especially Coosa's non-region as well, so you can mention them. But how will some of these non-region contests, those challenges that you face, prepare you for this upcoming season?
I feel like every time we play Coosa, we just test our strength and mentality. Is just always a down to the wire fight. So I feel like they're just gonna prepare us in the long run for like good teams like Model and like Christmas tournament. We can play anybody. So I just feel like every team gonna prepare us. That's non-region.
Definitely Coosa. Like they defense, our defense, we go head to head each time, and it's always a good game to watch.
Yeah, I feel like Coosa too. I just feel like it's very competitive when we play them, and it's always a good game at the end.
For in season, I would say also I'd be most excited for the Coosa game. Coach Tyler and I played together, rivals in high school, Rockmart versus Coosa. I'm excited to play Rome, maybe in this Christmas tournament. One of my best friends is the assistant coach, TJ Choate. Our Murchie, if they're in there, Coach Puckett was my middle school coach as well. So there's a lot of ties going into the season that I'm excited to coach against.
Yeah, just along those same lines, I think it's exciting when you know local players, local teams, local coaches. It just kind of adds a little bit more to it. Whenever I was in high school, I went to Pepperell. We were AAA for 3 of my years, and so we were playing Carrollton, Central, LaGrange. And so it just added something my senior year when we switched to AA and played locally. Just kind of adds a little bit more to it. So I do love that aspect. Even though we're in a new region now, we still have some of those other games locally that we're going to get to be involved in.
Honestly, all the games I'm excited about because I'm a senior, so I'm just trying to soak it all up. So every game, I'm just excited and glad to be here.
I would say Coosa because, as you know, we're rivalries, but it's fun to play them, and we like get hype around them. And also Unity because it's the same.
I would say the same thing, Unity and Coosa, because they're like crosstown rivals, sort of, and we play them in other sports. Like we play them like some of those girls in volleyball and stuff, so it's fun to see them in a different sport and different aspect.
All right, coaches, one more question before we let y'all go. What are your expectations and goals for your team this upcoming season?
So our quote this year for our season is be here, be hype, be humble. So we talk about being here mentally, physically, being hype, get excited. These girls are awesome at that. They're fun to watch just because of how they encourage their teammates. And then be humble. We want to approach everything humbly, being really ready to learn and grow. And then every single year, we want to play in a way that points others to Jesus with how we play. We give all-out effort because we're playing for Him ultimately, coaching for Him ultimately. And so that's what our expectations are every year.
We all know that the past several years, Pepperell basketball, men's basketball, hasn't been up to what it needs to be. So for my expectations this year is that they laid the foundation, this senior class, along with a couple others on the team, and lay the foundation for next year. And then the juniors that will be seniors next year, they lay the next brick, and so on and so forth.
All right, coaches, that should do it. Thank you all for coming out, and great luck this upcoming season.